And the first step is we're going to go up here to the Home tab and just resize our image area, and we'll resize it into pixels. And just for this video, I'm going to do 500 by 500, and make sure you uncheck maintain aspect ratio, and that'll set us a palette size more or less, or a canvas of 500 by 500. And the next thing we're going to do is go over to the little size tab and make sure we click the thinnest line that they have, and then go over to shapes and select rectangle. We click that, we bring it down, and I'm going to put my cursor fairly close to the top of the canvas, drag all the way down close to the bottom, and then this is going to be the width of each of your pixels. So if you look at the very bottom of the screen, it will give you the size right here. So I'm at 10 by 496 pixels, so we'll leave it at 10 wide. Now what I like to do is go up here to the Select tab, press that, and then just copy over the rectangle that I just made. Then once I have my select line over it, I just hit Control C to copy, Control V to paste, and now I know I have the exact same size, and I just kind of use my eyes to put the proper amount of spacing in between the two. Okay, so we have approximately 10 pixels wide in between each. We want to keep that same distance in between. And now since I have two, I go up to Select. I'm going to copy those two and do the same thing here. Try to make sure they're about 10 pixels from each other. And this can be a little bit tedious, but once you get it set, now I have four that I can copy. And I'm going to continue to do this until my canvas is filled up. And now you see we have the entire canvas or page filled with our vertical rectangles. Now I'm just going to go down to the bottom corner. I'm going to go over and select this entire area. Now what I also want to make sure with select is that transparent selection is checked off. So I copy, Control C, I'm going to paste with Control V, and then I want to rotate 90 degrees. And there, as you see, is my paper, my graph paper more or less, and it's all ready to go. Now the next step that you want to keep in mind, and this is very important, is the lines of the graph paper more or less. You want these to be a color that you are not going to use in your artwork. So you can edit a color and come up with something weird, or just use a color that you know you're not going to use in the artwork. So I'll use this blue. So I click on the blue, then I click on this little fill with color tool, the little paint can, and I'm going to go up here and I'm going to zoom in with the magnifying glass to make sure I can hit one of these lines. And of course I didn't. So there we go. So now my graph paper is blue. And the reason for this is because if you use a color that's in your artwork, once you fill in one of these dots with the same color, then you can't really revise that color. And actually, let me show you what I mean. Okay, I've just made this quick little circle as an example. So my graph paper is back to black and the circle is black. Zoom in a little bit for you. Now, let's say I want to change the ball to orange. The problem is that since it blends in with the lines now, it's basically being read as all one piece. These aren't separate blocks anymore. And if I click one to say I want to change this one to orange or red, the entire page then is going to become red. So that's why you want to make sure your graph is a different color from any color that's going to be in your art. So at this point, we just select our color, our little fill-in tool, the paint can, and you just start creating your artwork by filling in the dots or the pixels. And I usually start with a darker color and outline, but you know, any way that you feel comfortable. There's certainly not a wrong way. So I'm going to start on something here, and I will let you have periodic look-ins to my artwork. Okay, so there's my 4110, of course for channel 4110. And I said this was going to be a quick tutorial, so I didn't want to do anything very elaborate, and I never claimed to be an artist. But it's just an easy way to make pixel art or pixel characters. At least in my opinion, it's an easy way to do it. So now when you have your finished product, then I just use the erase tool. And I zoom in. And now, I guess a step before this, if you want to change these graph lines to a different color, again, you would just go up, select your color, select your little fill with color tool, and then click on any part of the line, any part of the graph, and it will change the entire thing to that color. So I'm going to leave it the way it is, but then I just go through the erase tool and I just start removing. If we zoom back out a little bit, you'll see how we're clearing the area here. And let me finish up for you real quick. And if by some chance you do make a mistake, you click on the wrong area. I took a couple hunks of one of my number ones out. You can just use Control-Z, and it will go back in time for you. And there we have it. We have enough clear space around our artwork. I'm going to select the art, Control-C to copy. Then I go up to the little drop-down arrow, and I'm going to select New. Do you want to save changes to Untitled? You might want to save. In this case, I'm going to select Don't Save. I'll just resize this. Hit Control-V. There's my cleaned up pixel art. We'll save that to a folder, and you're ready to go. Use it however you would like. So hopefully this little tutorial has been helpful. Again, I'm sure there's other ways to do this or programs you can use that assist. I just found this an easy and free way to make pixel art. So thank you for watching channel 4110.